Whatever is, my name is Putandra and welcome to the next part of Game to Worlds 2. This part I have to talk with Engi. It's here things. Yes. And she says that I have to talk with Engi. And I finally find her. She is not in the headquarters. She's here out of everything. It's
I remember you. I saw you earlier.
Angie, listen. Dr. Anaya's requested that I speak to you about Rhodius and the Black Rose. I need you to be truthful. A lot of people's lives could be ruined if you're dishonest with me right now.
She told you? She promised she wouldn't tell anyone.
Your secret's safe with me, Angie. But I don't see anyone else working to resolve this. You're going to have to take a risk and trust me.
I suppose. If Anaya did, maybe I ought to as well. Rhodius did force himself on me. He invited me over under the false pretense of discussing an exam I failed. I don't think I need to explain what happened next.
No, that won't be necessary.
I've thought about ending it. Taking my life, I mean. Dr. Anaya saw me crying. I told her what happened and she comforted me. Even convinced me not to quit the university. Then she told me about Black Rose, in case I did end up dropping out and needed a way to make ends meet. It's not as bad as you think. The girls are treated very well.
That's no life for you, Angie.
Well, perhaps not. But don't be so quick to judge. It's not the kind of escort service you have in mind. Men pay women for their company, nothing more. It never becomes physical unless the girl wants it to. Though I'm sure Rhodius would have you believe otherwise.
I find that a little hard to believe.
Believe what you want. It's the truth. And if you're a girl who doesn't come from money, it can be an excellent way to make connections in the upper class. Not to mention pay for school.
So, Rhodius lied.
Yes. He's a monster. Utterly incapable of sensing another's emotions. He's only out for what he wants. I stole his notebook. Thought it would give me insight into what happened. I didn't make it more than a few pages. It's yours if you want it. If evidence is your concern, it's all there.
This is all very suspicious. Everyone involved has accused the other party of lying, and your credibility isn't exactly flawless, Angie. You're in a relationship with another member of the faculty. How do I know that notebook isn't just a fabrication?
What? How could you?
I'd think if you were telling the truth, you'd have a better defense than acting like I've insulted you.
Don't you know what I've been through? No, of course you don't. What was I thinking? You're just another man.
Drop the act. I'm not buying it.
Go away!
if I take the notebook. We will see what happens if I change this decision and take the notebook from Mengia. We will see. I have to say that this is pretty weird.
I remember.
Angie,
I suppose.
No.
I've thought about it. Well,
I found...
believe what you want.
So...
Yes.
I believe...
Okay. Just one more thing.
Looks useful.
Potion of accuracy. To search to the site also.
How rude.
Maybe I can find more evidence.
Let's see.
See. And that sword, it seems that is better than mine, eh?
Oh, sorry. Get away from that.
It's here.
Stop this, you.
Oh, I forget.
Hey, stop that. How rude. Stop this, you.
Whatever. Surgeon as well. Somewhere here was
Mind your manners.
What's this?
Hey!
let me see. Maybe it was here. I'm looking for this is some I think that there should be Inky also. Those one. Something, probably something. Careful. Anyway, she gives me those where is it thing she gives to me? With what? Hmm. Okay, just... I think they're in the locked
Oh, sorry.
place.
Hey!
Just in the locked place. Whatever, I will go back finally. And we'll see where it leads.
Well,
I'm so sorry, Angie. I didn't realize.
now you know. The question is,
I think a little poetic justice is.
I like the sound of that. Well, however you choose to handle it, I'm glad you're on my
I
side.
understand. Take care of yourself, Angie. And don't forget, you're the victim. You didn't do anything wrong.
I know, but it's still hard.
It's pretty bad, guys, that I can't stream this. I think that we could make a vote. What should I do? Anyway, I find something.
You mind?
I think I go to Anaya to confront her about this and see then. Anyway, it seems that these papers are at the whole university, so it will be pretty to find them all. This guy.
Oh, sorry.
So she was on the other side. What's this?
Did you speak to Angie?
She appears to be telling the truth. I also recovered some pages from the professor's notebook. I have a much better...
Glad you finally came around. He's done this repeatedly, you know. Angie's not the first. None of them walked away unchanged. Young Lisa, for instance? I won't even tell you what she does for a living these days.
No need. I'm going to put an end to Rhodius once and for all.
Best of luck. Try not to get caught up in remorse. I'd say he deserves the worst you could do to him. I'll be waiting for the...
So this was here. Let's open again.
Back with more of a knife.
Actually, I spoke with Angie. Interesting how she doesn't seem to say the opposite of what you did about your relationship. I read that journal of yours too. Cute.
My journal? That doesn't prove anything. Students break into my office every year. That document was reported missing days ago. She's had all the time in the world to alter it. And as I recall, she's adept at forgery.
I wonder if that argument would convince the magistrate. I'll make this simple. I'm ruling you guilty as charged. My offer still stands, but not for long. Leave now and never come back. Unless, of course, you'd rather be a eunuch.
Your commitment to these lying thieves sickens me. What a fool you are, young man. For shame.
I just gave you my word I wouldn't kill you. But I never promised to leave you in one piece. Don't push your luck.
You wouldn't. So convinced. I pity your lack of reason. You would take fantasies and jealous ramblings over the word of an honest...
I think I know who's living in a fantasy world here, Professor. And it...
So convinced.
I think I...
What do I have to?
Right. You win. I'll hand in my resignation at once.
You're not in any position to be asking for money.
Fair enough. Tell the doctor.
I will. And if it's any consolation, I won't come looking for you, as long as you stay out of New Ashos.
You've made your...
You've got trouble minding your own business.
I don't see how it's any of yours.
It's the boss that's interested. He likes having peace and quiet around here.
I think you've got me wrong. I'm just...
Well, you're shit out of luck then, aren't you?
Just be straight.
Just letting...
Okay. I'll let Daryl go to look for other documents.
Any progress with that monster?
You'll never hurt another female student again. He's going to resign.
Well, that's wonderful news. I'm not convinced the proper justice has been served, but considering the circumstances, it will have to do. You've done Angie a favor I'm not sure she can ever repay. Nor I.
You could let me mine your knowledge of the university a little, like we agreed.
You'd do better to talk to Dr. Lavarius. I hate to send you off on another wild Grom chase, but I fear I simply don't have sufficient information to help you. I'm sorry if you feel this is an affront. I had to do something to help Angie, and no one else was willing to take her side. I do hope you understand.
I can't say it puts you on my good side, but I see why you did it.
Okay, finally something. It's time to go out and is there anything I can use? I will go around, see what I can. If I don't find some papers here. Because there should be some newspapers.
Hey.
You're not one of my...
Dr. Lavarius. I was directed to you by Dr. Anaya. She's under the impression you could help me find some information.
What exactly are you looking for?
Some...
I see. But I'm afraid I may not be quite the person you're hoping I am.
Were you not one of his professors?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
I can't remember. At first I thought maybe enough time had passed. I have nightmares.
I'd appreciate if you
I've tried many rites. There is one that perhaps, just perhaps,
You can trust me.
it's extremely dangerous. It would require a mage, far more powerful than most of my colleagues. Attempting it without support might be possible, but not without great risk. Sometimes, I wonder just...
I'll perform.
The rite consists of 2 stages. First, one must cleanse one's body with a potion. Which?
To your future.
To my past. Once you consume the potion,
Okay. Let's do it. But in the next part. I end this part here. Guys, thank you for watching and bye.